At 3:40 a.m., the lights flickered, not just in the cabin, but across an entire ocean. This wasn't a power surge, but a desperate final plea from a jumbo jet battling an inferno in its belly. South African Airways Flight 295, a Boeing 747 combine named Helderberg, was screaming for help, miles above the Indian Ocean, its cargo hold ablaze. November 28, 1987. Flight 295 departed Taipei, Taiwan, bound for Johannesburg, South Africa, with a stopover in Mauritius. On board were 140 passengers, 19 crew, and a mixed cargo, some of which would become central to one of aviation's most enduring mysteries. The 747 combine was unique, a hybrid design carrying both passengers in the forward section and cargo in the rear main deck. This configuration, while efficient, also presented distinct challenges, particularly when fire entered the equation. Hours into its journey just southeast of Mauritius, the first signs of trouble emerged. Routine communications with Mauritius air traffic control turned urgent. Captain Dewi's eyes reported smoke, then fire, in the main deck cargo hold. The crew's initial attempts to extinguish the blaze using the aircraft's onboard systems proved futile. The fire was growing, consuming not just the cargo but the aircraft itself. It was a race against time, high above a vast, unforgiving ocean. The final distress call from Flight 295 was chillingly clear. "We have smoke in the back. We have a big problem." These words, etched into aviation history, captured the crew's desperate struggle against an uncontrollable force. Then, silence. The aircraft disappeared from radar screens at 04:07 a.m. UTC. The 159 souls on board vanished into the darkness, leaving behind a debris field scattered across hundreds of miles of deep ocean. The immediate aftermath was a monumental search and rescue operation. Ships and aircraft combed the area, but the vastness of the Indian Ocean made recovery efforts incredibly challenging. Only small fragments of the plane were found. The critical pieces, the flight recorders, lay at depths exceeding 16,000 feet, far beyond the reach of conventional salvage equipment. This was uncharted territory for underwater recovery. Months later, a specialized deep-sea salvage vessel, the Stena Workhorse, was deployed. Its mission: to locate and retrieve the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, hoping they held the answers. The recovery was groundbreaking. The black boxes were found, albeit damaged, providing crucial insights into the final moments of Flight 295. The recordings painted a grim picture of a crew fighting a losing battle. The investigations revealed that the fire originated in the main deck cargo hold, specifically in the rear section. But what ignited it? And why did it spread so rapidly and become so uncontrollable? One key piece of evidence was the discovery of corroded dry cell batteries, known to be a fire risk, within the recovered cargo. However, proving these batteries caused the initial ignition was difficult. Another theory revolved around flammable liquids, potentially undeclared or improperly packaged, also present in the cargo manifest. The combine's design meant this cargo was just feet away from passengers. The South African Board of Inquiry concluded that the fire was likely caused by something within the cargo, but a definitive source of ignition could not be identified. This ambiguity fueled speculation and suspicion. Then came the Project Coast allegations. Whispers began of a secret South African chemical and biological warfare program. The theory suggested the plane was carrying sensitive materials, possibly illicit, that could have ignited. The timing was critical. South Africa was under international sanctions due to apartheid. Covert operations to acquire prohibited materials were plausible. Could the Helderberg have been part of such a clandestine network? Witnesses, including former intelligence agents, came forward claiming the manifest had been falsified and that the cargo included rocket fuel components or other volatile substances. These claims added layers to the mystery. A second inquiry in 1996, prompted by these new allegations, reopened the case. This time, the focus was heavily on the possibility of a cover-up surrounding the true nature of the cargo. However, despite extensive testimony and examination, this inquiry also failed to definitively link the crash to Project Coast or any specific undeclared hazardous materials. The official cause remained undetermined. The lack of a conclusive answer left a void, allowing the mystery of Flight 295 to persist. Was it a simple, tragic accident exacerbated by a unique aircraft design, or a complex web of deceit and state secrets. The Helderberg disaster led to significant changes in aviation safety, particularly regarding cargo hold fire suppression systems and the handling of dangerous goods. The lessons learned, though born of tragedy, saved lives. Yet the fundamental question remains: what truly caused the inferno that consumed South African Airways Flight 295? The ocean holds its secrets tightly, and some mysteries, it seems, are destined to remain unsolved. Explore another aviation mystery where the answers remain just out of reach, right here.